And good day, folks. I thought we'd spend a little time with another aircraft that I obviously have not liked very much, and that is the LA 160. Now, I'm going to confess, this is just a bit on. I've been doing a series on things I don't like, things I want to see addressed, things that I think is more than possible to get addressed. And one of them is the LA 160. I'm coming at this from the standpoint of a player who goes and chooses the LA line and goes down it. And it's almost like, how many ways can we punish the player? Now, I'm sure that nobody over at World of Warplanes actually does this. Okay, let's just be honest here. It doesn't happen. But there also comes a point where you got to say, hey, look, I appreciate you. I really do. But enough's enough. So here we have with the LA 160, and it's not a lot of fun, not because that it's not a good aircraft, and by the way, this is another case where we have an outstanding game, and it's my last flight in this aircraft. I've already researched the LA-15, I'm just waiting for the 5.5 million credits to go pick that one up too. Alright, so you get this great aircraft. It turns well. Doesn't have the most altitude. Not the fastest thing out there, but it's a good turning burner. And it has the most god-awful guns on it. Another flinging basketballs. Well, how bad is it? Well, you've heard my friend Juan Mendoza, Dave from Down Under. Been on a lot of videos with me. He went back to the 23 millimeters because he'd rather hang on somebody's tail and actually hit what he's looking at rather than fling 30 millimeters in the vein, hope that he may occasionally hit something. Look, some things are just player skill and they need to be addressed. And some things should never have seen the light of day in this game, and this is one of them. Can you hit things with it? Well, obviously I'm hitting things with it. Is it easy? No. And had I had a pair, three 23 millimeters in it, it would actually have been worth, this has been a fun plane to fly. It would have been a fun plane to fly. Now, you can argue historical precedent, but in this case, this aircraft, I have strong doubts was ever armed at all. And the reason is, it was a research. So, basically, this is a research aircraft that was done by the Soviet government to research the effects of thin wings. And this aircraft flew until they got it to higher and higher speeds. They got a very good idea of what the aircraft could do. And then one tragic day, they flew it too fast and the wings tore off and killed the pilot. That was the last aircraft of this type they built because they didn't need it anymore. They got what they wanted, and that was it. So this is a freebie. The 160 is not an aircraft that you would arm. They were looking for more efficient wings. Okay, well, I get that. So you have your choice of guns, and they put these in them. Now, I can't speak to the user experience for this. You just see me tearing apart planes with it. You can do it. But it's like you have to recalibrate and readjust and get used to the guns every time you play this aircraft. Because they're pretty darn different. And I'm going to urge some folks over at World of Warplanes to start thinking about what your customer experience is. All right, is this an aircraft I would ever willingly fly again? No. No, I wouldn't. And is this something any experienced player would willingly take on, except out of some sort of challenge or kill your love for the one-off aircraft? Not really. And this plane is sitting smack dab in the middle of your progression to the LA-15, which is a pretty darn nice aircraft. Now, there are silly aircraft like this. The Yak-15 is another one, which, I've had some great games in it and everything, but I'll never play that plane again. Why would I? It was a trainer aircraft, for God's sakes. And like this, they have no business in the game whatsoever, and they weren't really well thought out. This is something you need to look at and replace. Trim your lines down if you have to, but get rid of these dumb planes. All right, there's no reason to be torturing your players like this. The game's hard enough. And making them play stuff like this makes no sense at all. So my suggestion is, instead of going around and worrying about, changing models or changing maps or anything else, fix this stuff. This is the stuff that really applies to the players. Take a look at some of your lines in the new meta. This is something you're going to want to look at. How would you like to be a ground attack aircraft still does fine over an airfield or over a target defended by AA? How are your multi-op fighters doing? Have you looked at it? Do you know what the experience is like now? This is a plane that, in my opinion, and it is my opinion, should be fixed or replaced. Now, we're doing spectacularly here, by the way, and it's because I'm dialed in on the guns. You can do it. And if you have to play through this, take heart, you do. I would rather play this game 10 times in a row once you get dialed in on how the guns work than switch from this aircraft to the next aircraft to the next aircraft, because you really have to get a sense for where the guns are, how much you have to lead the planes in every situation, and you'll start having a lot of success with the aircraft. Is it perfect? No. There's no such thing as a perfect aircraft, and it's not what I'm asking for. But making somebody's life miserable like this is just dumb. This is a made-up aircraft for all intents and purposes. I mean, you may have some flight data on the thing, but this thing never flew in combat. And I doubt very seriously it was ever armed. Why would you? All you had the thing was to get the flight test data across the entire flight envelope for the thin wings. I bet it had 2 lead bars of approximately the weight of whatever weaponry they thought they might install in a future aircraft, if that time ever happened. And I doubt that it did. There are some aircraft you can make a lot of argument for historically. The MiG-15 always carried 223s and 37. Is that my favorite armament? No. But is it the armament that should go on it? Yes. This thing, you could have put anything on it, giving your players a much more pleasant experience. So why is it sitting here? Now, you'll notice I got an Akazuki medal. There's more coming. We're doing great here. This is an aircraft you can be successful with, but I don't understand the gun choices. It's an easy fix. You put 323 millimeters in here, you've got a great fighter. Somebody will have a great time. And by the way, they are prepped for the MiG-15 coming after it, because that's what it has. So, as you can tell, the aircraft does very well indeed. As the airframe, it's just fine. I mean, any reasonable height that you care to go to, it's okay to go there with it. It can maneuver with just about anything. There's, is going to go with a Yak 30? No. But I don't see that much in the game that can go with a Yak 30 in sheer ability. And if it is this in the form of a Sabre, something along that line that's max spec. But it's a good aircraft. I just don't understand the overlooking of the guns. And I'm only going to assume that it's overlooking. I don't think that anybody in World of War games is sitting there laughing up his sleeves that, they got this crummy armament in there. And, gee, I'm watching and I really enjoy the players suffering. Come on. That doesn't happen. And I don't believe that for a second. But there's also such thing as putting an effective tool in the hands of your players so they enjoy the game better than they do right now. And that is where I'm coming at for this from. There's no reason for somebody to have to suffer along with this kind of gun. Okay, there isn't. Just fix the damn thing. Other than that, it's a great plane. Should be a great experience. Don't turn it into a miserable experience for your players and just ignore it. Alright, so we got Winged Legend, Conqueror, all that junk. And I had a 15,000 point game. I'm really not upset by the game. I just don't understand why we're not taking simple, easy steps to start fixing some of this stuff. Alright, it's not like it's taking anything out of anybody's budget. It's not like it's hurting anybody. And it makes the game better. It makes it more enjoyable. It gives the players more diversity in the vehicles they fly. Why not do it? Why not take care of it? Why not fix it? All right, yeah, I'm a little frustrated. Yeah, I want things to get better here. And it's about time we started addressing it. Listen, folks, I want to spend some time and just say thank you very much for listening to me, spending some time with me today, and please remember to like the video, to subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be careful out there. Life is precious, fragile, and short. Have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.